What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. In our first news, UFC 321 has officially wrapped up and there was plenty of excitement both inside and outside the octagon. One of the biggest highlights of the night was seeing Khabib in attendance. The former lightweight champion was there to corner his fighter, Ikram Aliskerov, who delivered a strong performance and picked up a unanimous decision victory over Junyong Park on the prelims. It was a composed and tactical showing from Ikram, and having Khabib in his corner clearly made an impact. Backstage, Khabib was also seen sharing his wisdom with heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall ahead of his massive title defense against Ciryl Gane. The footage showed Khabib giving calm and calculated advice, focusing on how to blend different disciplines together effectively. He explained to Aspinall that boxing and wrestling are separate, but the key to success lies in merging them seamlessly. Khabib emphasized the importance of using pressure and mixing up wrestling with striking to keep opponents guessing and uncomfortable. He told Aspinall that Gane is a talented striker with great movement, quick footwork, and precision, but when constant pressure is applied, it forces him to think and hesitate. Khabib advised Aspinall to make Gane react, to keep him guessing, and to create openings through smart setups and feints. He highlighted that mental pressure can be just as effective as physical dominance inside the cage. Aspinall listened attentively, showing deep respect for Khabib's insight and experience. The moment captured the mutual respect between two elite fighters, one a legend of the past, the other the future of the heavyweight division. As their brief exchange ended, Aspinall thanked Khabib, appreciating the advice and motivation from one of the sport's greatest minds. Moving on to another news, Umar Nurmagomedov continued his unbeaten run inside the octagon with a hard-fought unanimous decision victory over Mario Bautista. The bout wasn't entirely one-sided, as Bautista managed to drop Umar with a clean knee in the opening round. However, Umar quickly regained his composure, showing his championship mentality and grappling control to turn the tide in his favor. From that point on, he dictated the pace of the fight with his sharp movement, strong wrestling transitions, and calculated striking. After the fight, Umar spoke with confidence about his future in the bantamweight division. He said it doesn't matter who wins the upcoming rematch between Merab and Peter Yan. He's certain that he'll become the next bantamweight champion regardless of the outcome. His calm yet determined tone made it clear that he's focused on gold and believes his time is coming soon. During the fight, former UFC heavyweight Stefan Struve shared a photo of Umar caught in a toehold during the first round, captioning it with a simple ouch, highlighting how close that moment was. Meanwhile, Henry Cejudo expressed his belief that Umar has done enough to earn the next title shot. On the other hand, Ariel Helwani disagreed, suggesting that Ayan Zahabi deserves the opportunity instead, especially after his 7-fight win streak. The MMA community reacted strongly to the bout. Michael Chiesa praised Bautista for his toughness, calling him a dog who truly earned everyone's respect. Bilal Muhammad also chimed in, calling it a huge performance from Umar and acknowledging Bautista's grit, saying he never gave up on himself. Gilbert Burns added that Umar is a very skilled fighter who continues to improve with every performance. In Umar's corner, as always, was Khabib, guiding him with his trademark composure and tactical mindset. After the victory, Khabib celebrated by playfully wrestling Daniel Cormier out of the octagon, creating one of the night's most entertaining post-fight moments. Speaking to the crowd afterward, Umar expressed his gratitude for the overwhelming support, saying he could clearly hear the fans chanting his name throughout the arena. He praised the city, the atmosphere, and the people, calling it a beautiful place with amazing energy. Umar also reflected on his performance, admitting he wasn't entirely satisfied. He said he wanted more experience in longer fights, ideally 5-rounders to continue improving. He humbly noted that while he was better than Bautista, it wasn't by much, and he expects more from himself. Umar ended by saying he hopes his next fight will either be for the title or happen early next year, in January or February, as he's ready for whatever challenge comes next. Moving on to another news, the highly anticipated main event between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane at UFC 321 ended in shocking and unfortunate fashion. The fight was declared a no contest after an unintentional eye poke by Gane in the very first round. Just moments into the bout, Gane extended his hand during an exchange, and his finger accidentally went straight into Aspinall's eye. Tom immediately backed away, signaling to the referee that he couldn't see. The doctors entered the octagon, and after several attempts to continue, Aspinall repeatedly told them his vision was completely gone in one eye. With that, the referee had no choice but to stop the fight, officially ruling it a no contest. Despite the abrupt ending, Tom Aspinall remains the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion, as the belt doesn't change hands on a no contest. It was an extremely disappointing moment for both fighters and fans, as this matchup had been one of the most highly anticipated heavyweight clashes in recent memory. The tension in the arena was heavy, and the crowd's reaction turned mixed as confusion set in over what exactly happened. Terrence McKinney was one of the first fighters to react online, saying, "Bro, hopping out." Gane was smacking his nose with the jab. His eye was closed, no way. After rewatching the replay, he added that it looked looked like the other eye actually got it worse than the one Aspinall was holding. Belal Muhammad also shared his reaction, saying, "I've been there. It's the worst feeling ever." He went on to add, "Gane can't be mad. You clearly poked him. Learn to keep your hands closed." Diego Lopez posted a string of facepalm emojis, showing his frustration with how the fight ended. Dylan Dennis jumped into the conversation with a jab of his own, saying, "Well, at least we know how John Jones versus Tom Aspinall would have ended." Derek Brunson wrote, "Wow, the fight ended with an eye poke. No contest. The heavyweight division is cursed or what?" Chael Sonnen also shared his thoughts, adding humor to the situation, saying, "I'm still champion, guys. I just got poked knuckle deep in the eyeball. Why are you booing? What am I supposed to do about it? I can't see. This is bull." The fight was just getting going. After the incident, Tom Aspinall was transported to the hospital for further medical evaluation. Fans and fighters alike sent messages of support, hoping for a quick recovery. Later, Alex Pereira posted a short video to his Instagram with the caption, "Let's make the heavyweight division great again," and included a few hinting emojis suggesting he wants to face John Jones at the White House. It was a wild end to a night that left everyone talking. Moving on to another news. As news of the no contest spread, social media exploded with reactions. Some fans criticized Aspinall for not pushing through the injury, questioning whether the most dangerous man on the planet narrative still held up. Others defended him, pointing out how severe eye pokes can be and that fighter safety should always come first. Amid all the chaos, John Jones decided to make his presence felt. The former light heavyweight and current heavyweight champion posted an Instagram story mocking Aspinall shortly after the fight. The post featured a cryptic caption that read, "Grown man out here chasing his dreams," which many fans interpreted as a jab at Tom. However, Jones deleted the story moments later, though screenshots had already begun circulating online. Despite the unfortunate ending, both Aspinall and Gane have already expressed interest in running it back to settle things once and for all. Fans are hopeful that the rematch will happen soon, and that the next time, it ends with a clear and decisive result. Moving on to another news, Carlos Prates has opened up about his upcoming fight with Leon Edwards at UFC 322, and also gave his honest thoughts on the massive lightweight title clash between Islam Makhachev and JDM, the co-main event between Prates and Edwards is one of the most talked about matchups on the card, carrying huge stakes for both fighters. For Leon, it's a must-win situation. A loss here would mark his third straight defeat and raise serious questions about his position in the top 10. For Carlos, on the other hand, this fight could be the turning point of his career. A victory over a former champion like Leon would catapult him directly into title contention, especially after his highlight reel knockout over Jeff Neal that caught the attention of the entire MMA community. When asked about the narrative that Leon might be past his prime, Carlos immediately shut it down. He said he doesn't believe Leon is finished or declining. In his words, "A lion is always a lion." Carlos explained that he's preparing for the best version of Leon Edwards, not the one fans or critics think is slowing down. He added that Leon trains hard, has championship experience, and still possesses elite striking skills. That's why Carlos isn't underestimating him in any way. He said he's been training intensely, improving every area of his game, and expects a war when they step into the octagon. Stylistically, this matchup is fascinating. Both fighters are known for their striking precision, technical footwork, and high fight IQ. However, some analysts believe that their similar styles might actually cancel each other out, potentially turning the fight into a slow, tactical battle instead of a high-action brawl. Carlos disagrees, though, saying that his plan is to bring pressure and force exchanges that will make the fight exciting. Carlos also gave his thoughts on the main event between Islam and JDM, a fight that has captured global attention. He admitted that Islam is rightfully the favorite going in, but he believes JDM has a real shot at pulling off the upset. Carlos said that JDM has grown tremendously as a fighter since his last big win and has developed the composure and defensive awareness needed to compete with Islam's wrestling-heavy style. He pointed out that JDM's improved takedown defense, showcased against fighters like Belal Muhammad, could play a key role in neutralizing Islam's pressure. According to Carlos, if JDM can keep the fight standing and control the distance with his jab and body shots, he could win the bout by decision. He respects Islam's dominance but believes that stylistically, JDM matches up better than people think. In his view, this fight might surprise a lot of fans and could even shift the balance of power in the lightweight division. With both the co-main and main events carrying massive implications for their respective divisions, UFC 322 is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated cards of the year. Moving on to another news, JDM just shocked the MMA world with an unexpected burst of confidence ahead of his massive showdown with Islam Makhachev. The usually calm and humble Aussie made headlines after his live MMA appearance, where he boldly declared that he's going to dominate Islam. This kind of fire isn't something fans are used to seeing from JDM, but it's clear he's entering this fight with a different mindset. He confidently stated that Islam is too small, and that he plans to do what Volkanovski did to him in their first fight, but even worse. According to JDM, JDM, Islam struggles when he's pressured, and he intends to push that pace from the opening bell. Coming from a fighter who rarely engages in trash talk, these comments have turned heads across the MMA community. The statement wasn't just talk either, as footage recently surfaced showing JDM submitting Jiu-Jitsu world champion Craig Jones in training, proving his evolving ground game. This clip only added more fuel to the growing buzz around the fight, especially since Islam's grappling is considered among the best in the world. The upcoming fight between Islam and JDM is one of the most intriguing matchups in recent UFC memory. If JDM pulls off the win, it could shake up the sport completely. Islam might be forced to move back down to lightweight and face off with another rising contender like the Matador, while JDM would become one of the few fighters to defeat a reigning two-division champion. On the other hand, if Islam dominates, it will further cement his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time, potentially placing him among the top pound-for-pound champions in UFC history. Most analysts are giving Islam the edge due to his dominant wrestling and control, but many fans believe JDM has a legitimate chance. He's riding an incredible win streak and has looked sharper than ever. His boxing is clean, crisp, and technical, capable of breaking down opponents with accuracy and timing. His takedown defense has also improved significantly, as shown in his fight against a relentless grappler like Belal Muhammad. That fight demonstrated that JDM can handle pressure and defend against elite-level wrestlers for long stretches. However, as many point out, Islam is a completely different beast. Belal might have world-class cardio and grit, but he's trained alongside Islam and learned from him. That experience still doesn't compare to facing the real thing inside the octagon. Islam's ability to mix striking with takedowns, control the pace, and maintain composure under pressure makes him one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. Even so, JDM's confidence isn't baseless. He's been on an incredible rise, taking out top contenders one by one and showing massive improvements in every fight. This is the biggest test of his career, and he knows it. He's not backing down from the challenge. In his own words, he's too little. I'm gonna get him. That short but powerful statement says it all. The stage is set for a classic striker versus grappler showdown, a collision that could define the legacy of both men and change the course of two divisions. Moving on to another news, Umar Nurmagomedov once again reminded the world why he's one of the most dangerous and complete bantamweights in the game today. In his latest outing, he dominated Mario Bautista, who came into the fight riding an impressive win streak. Aside from one brief scare in the first round when Bautista landed a sharp knee that momentarily dropped him, it was all Umar from start to finish. Showing his trademark composure, slick movement, and relentless wrestling pressure, Umar controlled every round and proved why he's already being talked about as a future champion. His performance had fans and analysts buzzing, with many believing he deserves a spot among the top 5 contenders. His striking looked crisp, his grappling was seamless, and his ability to maintain control throughout the fight showcased just how complete his skill set has become. It was the kind of win that reminded everyone why Umar is considered one of the toughest matchups for anyone in the division. However, reigning bantamweight champion Merab doesn't believe Umar is quite ready for a title shot just yet. In a recent interview, Merab said that while Umar is incredibly talented and improving fast, he still needs 2 or maybe 3 more wins before earning a shot at the belt. He added that he's always ready to face whoever the UFC puts in front of him, but right now, his focus is entirely on his upcoming rematch with Peter Yan scheduled for December. That rematch is already generating huge anticipation. Even though Merab dominated Yan in their first encounter, Peter has bounced back strong with a couple of impressive performances that have reignited his title ambitions. If Merab manages to pull off another dominant win, it would mark his 4th title defense in a single year, a record-setting run that would further cement his legacy as one of the most relentless champions the division has ever seen. Still, Umar's recent dominance has put him right on Merab's radar. If he continues performing like this, the conversation around a future Merab versus Umar title fight is only going to grow louder. Both men are elite wrestlers with cardio that never fades, and stylistically, it's a matchup fans would love to see. For now, Merab stands firm, saying Umar needs a couple more wins, but if the Dagestani star keeps this pace, that long-awaited clash for the bantamweight crown might come sooner than expected.